Welcome to the Nature's Wisdom podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Carmen, the founder of Resourced Apothecary. Resourced Apothecary offers accessible self-care practices, intuitively crafted herbal products, and handmade goods, all with the goal of connecting you to the deep well of your own intuition. It's time to rethink how you refill your cup. I have found that the natural world has wisdom to share if we are open to receive. I take special joy in translating that wisdom. Here in this podcast, Nature's Wisdom is delivered to you in the form of messages, medicines, and meditations. I share about the products I make and give guidance on using them to serve your very highest good. I am honored to share this space with you. Now let's get into today's topic. Every spring, I look forward to the time that I get to spend crawling around, picking one of the most delightful flowers I know. I can't even speak about Violet without a huge smile coming to my face. It is such a happy, delightful flower. It is a powerful lymphatic and has so many wonderful physical benefits that it offers, and probably speaks to my needs. I am just so drawn to how effervescent the energy is, just light and bubbly. It brings a smile to my face, and I will tell you, even though it's not the most comfortable thing to be crawling all over the yard looking for the tiny, low-growing flowers, I do it with a smile on my face, and by the end of this session, my cheeks hurt because I've been smiling so hard, and it's just been a fun thing. So every spring, I infuse a vinegar with violet flowers. My favorite is to do a champagne vinegar. It just feels decadent and fun, and it seems to match the delight that the flowers hold. And I've used the medicine in the past as lymphatic support. It's very tasty, so I like to mix it into a syrup and add sparkling water and just enjoy. But this fall, when I found myself experiencing many different levels of grief, Violet was the one that I turned to. If we think about the emotion of grief, then the opposite could easily be joy. And we could use something that brings joy and delight to soothe a grieving heart. And yet it's something that I had not worked with before. It's almost as though I wanted to keep Violet as that purely playful, exciting, fun, joyful experience and didn't want to mar that image that I have with the grief I've felt. And I will say, I think it's probably, another life lesson that the plants teach us. Even though Violet is an extremely delicate, small little flower, it absolutely has the power to hold at many levels and depths of grief. For me personally, and people that I've shared it with, it has absolutely been the balm that has been needed. So when I was going through a really hard time, I called on Violet and added in mimosa. And we know, because I have waxed poetic about mimosa before, the strength in the softness that mimosa brings as a gift. Mimosa is another plant that is known for bringing happiness and joy and a smile to your face, just seen as light and delicate and lovely. And oftentimes, in my personal opinion, overlooked because of that. And we also know that the mimosa tree has one of the highest tensile strengths of any tree, mainly because it is able to bend and move in a storm, in high winds, without breaking. And that particular gift is one that I reach for often because my very stubborn, rigid Capricorn self gets stuck in a structure that doesn't allow a lot of wiggle room. And I have to call on Mimosa to remind me that that structure is my own making and it can be unmade. And that strength comes when the structures that we build can sway and adapt to change and turbulence. So Mimosa and Violet came together in a formula that I'm calling grief relief to act as not only a balm to the heart, but almost like a scaffolding when I felt like everything inside of me was crumbling and falling away. Being able to work with this medicine helped me feel held together. It's important to acknowledge your feelings and feel your feelings. And this is something that I have worked on for a long time, and I have a lot of brilliant teachers who help me through that. It is still not my second nature. I want to bottle up any big feelings and soldier on and hold it together and be strong. And what I have found is that just does not work. It ends up hardening my heart. It ends up taking me away from the richness of the present moment. And honestly, it usually ends up prolonging the pain of whatever it is that I'm going through. So in this season where I seem to be wading through grief, capital G, lowercase g, losses of loved ones, dreams crumbling, relationships changing, expectations not being met, and a whole other number of experiences that just leave me grieving what was, and oftentimes what could have been. Historically, I would say that is silly. That is a silly response. Life goes on, cycles end, things change, people change, get over it. And while that's actually still part of what I tell myself, I have been able to work with this grief relief formula, with Violet, with Mimosa, to sit in the feelings of sadness and grief, to honor the fact that I didn't want these things to change, and to give myself, even if it's just a few moments of just feeling that fully, and then also being held by that remedy to know that I won't be stuck in that feeling forever. I will be able to move through that grief and that sadness and come out on the other side. My heart will heal, and I will be able to experience the joy and lightheartedness and delight again. It doesn't have to be right now, and I don't have to expect that of myself. But the knowing that it will be there and I will have access to that helps me stay present to all those feelings that I would really rather not have to stay with, right? Like they're just uncomfortable. But I will say, in working with this remedy and giving space for being present to the uncomfortable feelings and the sadness and all of that, I have noticed that even when I'm just deep in it, it is not as deep as I thought it would be. It is not as dark as I feared it would be. And every time I don't break, every time I finish the big cry and dry my eyes, I feel an accomplishment of sorts. I made it through again. And that goes into the bank of proof that I have to call on the next time I get the opportunity to risk something, to take a chance, even though it might end in heartache, to dream, even though those dreams might crumble, because I now have proof that I can make it through and that I can come out on the other side better for it, ready to continue living to the fullest, with the understanding that that means experiencing the full spectrum of feelings and emotions. So for you, dear listener, if you are walking through a time where your heart is heavy and full of grief, again, if it's capital G grief, if it is lowercase grief, we can still honor it, and we can call on the support that's available to us. I would like to humbly submit this grief relief formula as some support for you, where you can feel held and safe to be present with your grief, to acknowledge the pain, to honor the moment that you're in. You are held, and you will make it through. I do want to acknowledge that understanding that you're dealing with grief and that you need to work with how to handle it is a big step in itself, and oftentimes the hardest part. My attempt at supporting you through the process is through a bundle I created called the Release and Open Ritual Bundle. It consists of a bag of melt loose leaf tea, a bottle of the grief relief elixir, and a bottle of the heart chakra oil. For me, especially when I'm working with big emotions or painful emotions or anything that I really would just rather shove down deep and lock away, I have to access it regularly, and that access has to feel doable. So this bundle was born because what I can do is I can brew myself a cup of melt tea and sit peacefully, even if it is just for the 5 minutes that it takes me to drink the tea, knowing that I'm offering a combination of herbs who are coming in to soothe my nervous system, to help me let go of the tension I've been holding. I love this tea because it is delicious and it is beautiful, and also because it works. It is a powerful tea. So I have found that when I do drink it, I do start to relax, even if it is against everything I think will happen. That relaxation puts me into a place where I am better able to take the next step to care for my heart. With the grief relief elixir, it is pretty versatile. It is an oxymel. So there is a vinegar and honey mixture, basically. So it's sweet and sour. It's pretty delightful on its own, honestly. It also can be mixed into the tea. So again, if I have zero time or tolerance for an act of self-care, yet I know it will serve my highest good. I can easily brew that cup of tea, put a few drops or a dropper full of the grief relief elixir in it, and sip slowly. That right there in itself is an incredible gift to my body to be able to start to heal, continue to do the work of letting go of the tension, of the heartache, and truly supporting me in moving forward. The heart chakra oil is delightful and it smells lovely, so that's always a plus. I have it in two different forms. One is with a rollerball top and one is with a dropper top. So if you get the rollerball top, it's as easy as just applying a few swipes over the heart space to make that action a little more emotionally meaningful. We can start to envision offering a balm literally to the heart and recognizing that the herbs and plants that come together in this oil really support the heart and the heart space. They help to soften the edges of grief and pain and heartache. They strengthen your emotional heart. And I think that is probably my favorite part about the oil, just knowing and feeling that little shift. Maybe I have a little more power than I think I do. Maybe I will be okay. I will get through this. And so small actions with powerful plants can make profound change more possible. It can help with getting through the time that it takes. We always hear that time will heal a broken heart, and it does, in fact, help. But I have also found that using that time in a proactive way, taking the opportunity to offer yourself support on a daily basis, shifts the way you move through time. Because instead of wallowing and waiting, you are actively caring for your body, for your heart, for your soul. So if you find yourself grieving, again with a capital G or a lowercase g, and you might need some support in moving through that, acknowledging it, feeling it, and letting it go, then I'd like to offer the Release and Open Ritual Bundle to you with the intention that you be completely supported in healing, that you remember that you are much stronger than you may feel. And with the right resources, you are completely capable of doing amazing things. Thank you for joining me this week on the Nature's Wisdom podcast. Please be sure to visit www.resourcedapothecary.com to access the meditation library, to get products to support you on your self-care journey, and to schedule energy work with me. This podcast is just the beginning of the powerful work we can do together. You can join me in groups, or we can work together one-on-one. When you'd like support to get through specific challenges, or when you'd just like me to hold the pitcher while we refill your cup together. When you visit the website, be sure to sign up for the newsletter and to subscribe to this podcast in your favorite podcast player. Reach out to me via email or on Instagram and let me know how you'd like to be further supported. You, my friend, are a powerful, capable human being, and with the right resources, there is no limit to what you can do.